No, I feel like Gen 8 Ranbats was like really nostalgic because again, like you said, we couldn't Dynamax
In any,
otherwise.
it's the only meta, bro. It's I literally did a suspect Rex for that just so I could vote do not ban Dynamax.
Oh, what? So Rans to this day, does it still have it?
Still has it, yeah. It was people wanted it banned, but me and I guess a lot of other people just decided.
I mean, they need
Obviously,
60% majority to ban something.
yeah,
So
it's a
in the
lot. It's a
end,
lot. You need a lot to ban, so people really
yeah,
need to have it.
which is good. It shouldn't be 50-50, at least in my opinion.
I
Because if
agree.
you
I
ban,
agree. I think it should be more than 60. I think it should be like 65 or
I
70.
sometimes think that. I sometimes think that too. Because it's like, okay, if something is really that bad, we should have an overwhelming. Half can be wrong,
Correct.
right? So I'm on the same. I'm just glad Dynamax is in that shit though.
You know
Because
my
Dynamax is super fun.
my least favorite thing, bro, was when but there was a suspect test that we did that they just kept bringing them back because they wanted to ban, but we kept voting no ban. I don't know if it was Cinderace Magearna or was it Kyurem or it was something.
I feel like that should cure him in Gen 9.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think it was Kyurem and Gen 9. Did we have like 3 suspects?
Yeah, we've had 3 tests for it, and then it's like, bro, like,
Just stop.
bro, stop trying to make that happen,
And the fact
bro.
that they manipulated that and 25 tournament players got banned. I remember I did a short on this.
Oh, I think it was more. I think it was like 50. You made like 50 something accounts or something.
No,
to
yeah,
steal
and
it.
then and what they did, no, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what happened. And what they did was they just gave them to the players to accept it.
I'm really pleased though that that should get banned because I feel like that should have been a grave mistake.
I think Kyurem's really good. I think Dragonite's really good too. But like, I can't see a. I think they should stay in the meta. It's weird. I like where Gen 9 is right now. I wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't mind like testing complex bands, like no Electroshot, Archaludon, etc., etc.
Yeah, I really wish the generation they finally did it because of how everybody has a signature move.
Exactly, exactly.
Like Ape would be very little used, but it would still be a good mon in at least low tiers.
I actually had so we did a hot take thing, and Pink Cross is uploading it sometime soon, but we're talking about complex bands, and I think that in Generation 10 they actually have to do them because take the sleep ban for instance, right?
Oh my God.
So sleep was only broken in OU because of 2 Pokemon, Iron Valiant and Darkrai. Nobody was scared of Amoonguss. Nobody was scared of Yawn Torkoal.
Yeah, it was all because of
It's
Ryan.
Riker, like, but that was the first time in a while that they decided we're gonna ban a whole mechanic because of these 2. And then obviously in black and white it's a little bit more egregious, right? It's way more egregious, excuse me, because of the 3 turns and then it resets, etc. It's basically a dead
Yeah,
mon.
bro. I used to spam Amoonguss for years just because it's like this is
It
like
hits
quite
everything.
literally broken.
Yeah,
You
it
have to
hits
have like
literally
two like it was like nasty work.
Yeah, and then
of
I
what-
know DPP just banned sleep, and I'm still like iffy about it, but I haven't played the new meta, so I won't know. But I just feel like, you know how they don't do complex bans, but their whole rationale behind things is okay. So if one mon is broken, take Rage Fist for example on Annihilate. They didn't ban Rage Fist because Primeape isn't broken with Rage Fist, right? But then you ban the whole sleep because of 2 Pokemon. I don't know. I personally, I understand the whole non-competitive aspect of it, but I personally think paralysis is like worse as a status. It's a necessary status, but I just think it's worse as more game changing.
I gotta get rid of a full Parachance. I mean, like slowing something down is pretty OP as well, but like.
But I like that part, you know. But I never Thunder Wave something to slow it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You do it because it's like an odds maximization throughout the battle. Like you now know, like okay, this will allow me some shortcuts later
Exactly.
on. Like it's super cheap. Yeah.
Exactly. There's a reason why for 10 years the best thing to load up in DPP was para spam, and obviously you know that's a combination of para plus Jirachi plus Machamp. But either way, take the banned user Ojama for instance. Every cup, everything, or even Solwyn, whenever they were playing, that's probably a better name to put. Solwyn would always play with just Paraspam. Even me, when we were in that one tour, I loaded up Paraspam too. And I was beating Stall with that. It's just consistent. You just paralyze things and you odds max. That's it. How many times have we been in a live where we paralyze something that's like, all right, we got to go for SD with Gambit, or we got to set up here, and if they get full paralyzed, we win. Like
It's just like even in like Gen 6 when I was playing a lot of like tournament battles, and I would run a lot of Calm Mind T-Wave Clefable. Because it's like a win condition on its own.
Yeah.
Like you paralyze everything, and then you have higher odds over the course of the game to set up and win.
Exactly.
You also have more chances to get soft boiled and all that.
You beat your counters.
BKC has a good video about this. It's called like playing tier outs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had good discussions with him about that, even up until like a few weeks ago, because he always like will randomly drop something to me about like, what do you think about this in Mons, or do you respect this in Mons and like that. But he was telling me like a big thing basically just about the playing the odds and like quote going for hacks, because it's like and he's like, I don't really like that. That's like a degenerate form of playing the game. And I'm like, okay, you gotta accept all the options given to you, but there are definitely players who will abuse it and will like. There are players, you know, those players because you'll be like, dude, I don't want to play this guy. This is the last guy I want to play. When you have to play someone and then that's your opinion, you know they're bringing like hacks maxing strategies.
Yeah.
Like always Thunder Wave plus setup cheese, and it's just like, dude, like.
It's annoying. But at the same time, bro, it's like, for instance, let's say Hippowdon comes in on a physical move, right? And you did, you know, 40%, it took a spike, so it's at about like 45. You know Hippowdon's gonna go for slack off, so you're gonna go for the attack just to see for that, you know, 3%, 6% chance to crit, right? We're always going for odd maxing moves, though, I feel. It's just, it's something.
Yeah. That's definitely sure. Like, cause think about how many times you've hit Hippowdon on the Switch, Tyranitar Crunch, and you got the drop.
Exactly.
And now the whole game changed, right?
Exactly.
Same with, yeah. That's actually very true.
Or even going for the crunch on that slack off. If you get the defense drop, you could two-shot them if you're banded.
Exactly, because you know for you, it's confirmed that this works. That's why those little things add up a lot in the game for how many times you attack. Like when someone attacks 20 times more than the other person, or 20 turns more than the other person, and then they crit the other person gets mad, it's like, okay, but...
Yeah, it's like if you're playing stall, and I'm playing, you know, like a balanced thing, and I'm just... or it's... when I play... Remember when we did that tour with me, you, Poic, I believe?
Yeah.
And I had to potentially fight Solwyn in RBY or something. So I started laddering in RBY a lot. And as I was playing, I started remembering... I stopped throwing off T-Waves with my, you know, my Chansey and stuff like that, because I was like, well, it's smarter to throw off Ice Beams, because if I get a freeze...
They say it's objectively a wrong play for you to T-Wave a Chansey with your own Chansey. You're supposed to go for Ice Beam.
Exactly.
I like watching RBY a lot, though.
Dude, there's a lot of, like, micro that affects, like, the macro of the... it's beautiful. I really respect stuff like that. Obviously, it sucks when you're playing and like, oh, man, they got this. But it's really interesting to see people be consistent in that tier, too.
I mean, crits only went to 124th in what? Was it Gen 8 or Gen 9?
It was a while. I think I feel like it was Gen 7, wasn't it? Where we figured out we were in tournaments, and then we were like, yo, because mid tournament, mid like season, we figured things out. I'm like, yo, I literally lost tournament games to this.
Whatever. Metronome was wrong for a decade. You know how many...
Dude, yeah, you know how many tournament games? Oh my God.
Metronome had some weirdo users of it that were able to cheese through.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy that Metronome was wrong for...
I still think it's wild that we banned Regieleki and then found out Transistors 1.3.
Yeah, that's a really nonsense ban. It's walled by the best mons in the game.
It literally is. And I'm not saying it wouldn't like still be banned just because of the speed tier, even though I still think it's very checkable.
Lax had it unbanned for a tournament, and we were using it, and like it was bad in every game we had it.
I literally think it should be a spin screener. Like what? That's what
also, if you Terra, it's over. You've lost a Gambit. Like the game is over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you literally lost
Yeah.
if you Terra that thing early. Like Terra's too important of a mechanic.
And you have to Terra that mon. I feel like it was a mon that just got banned for ridiculous reasons.
That's like one of those afraid of what he could be, but he's not him, you know?
I really don't understand why we haven't, and I guess the thought process is, well, what's the point? But I really don't understand, because I tend to like question the legitimacy behind the bans when we don't allow something that we banned at a certain time with something else. Like for instance, I think Regieleki was it banned with Chiampao? Something got banned right next to Chiampao. Chiampao probably stayed way too long.
Like, I remember the first month or so we were playing Gen 9, I was like shocked at just the power levels as a whole. And I was like, what the f is supposed to be fair and what's not?
No,
like, I remember even like Moon was UU, but I remember playing against Roaring Moon and I would always be bricks because it's so strong.
Dude, we actually, me, you, CTC, and CVB, we would do weekly videos talking about mons that we think should be banned in the slates and councils. You don't remember? Yeah. That was a long time ago. But like,
not definitely, because like we were like, dude, this is the craziest gen ever power creep wise. Like I thought nothing would ever be as crazy as 7, and 7 was to figure out too. I remember, but this was like Garganackle. You know what I mean?
No, that's
like,
what I'm saying. We actually had some like ridiculous mons. Mons is so interesting. Like, people say, "Oh, it's like chess," but like it's chess, but your pieces can attack you, or can miss, or can do this. So it's definitely, obviously chess is ridiculously like amazing. But I'm just saying, like you can compare it in terms of moving your pieces, but it's also nothing like chess. But rock fighting's such nice offensively, dude. Like Terrakion.
I agree with you. Yeah, but our guy for Terrakion was in PU for a bit. Is that the most surprising, disrespectful thing that ever happened?
Yeah, when that homie fell down there, and then Diplin was walling it.
Bro, that was like really disgusting stuff, because that guy used to be like borderline broken in Black and White 2 OU. That's a nasty fall from grace. There's some other ones though too, like Salamence doing that defensive default in Gen 8. That was pretty. That guy used to be a Uber. He fell off so quick in Gen 4. I mean, Gen 5.
I don't ban him.
What was so
Gen...
crazy about him in Gen 4, bro? What was so crazy about him that Gen 5 he's a nobody,
Bro, it was,
but in Gen 4 he was OP?
Bro, he was broken because Latias and him were both around at the same time. That's the only reason. I'm sorry, as someone who literally lived through that.
Wait, one would weaken for the other, like that type of.
Yeah, bro. It was that his bulk is like, oh, he could take Stealth Rock plus a Life Orb hit and from Choice Band Scissor or Bullet Punch. It's like, okay. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like.
Trump got taken out for the same reason or what?
Well, Lottie just got taken out. Lottie just eventually got taken out anyway. That's a beautiful goal lurk.
What about Chomp? Why's Chomp gone?
Chomp was just broken with Sand thingy. Plus,
oh, Sand's infinite, so there's definitely.
He was also just a broken Scarfer. He would end game. I really think a lot of Mons, dude, will be fine if you test them. Chomp, no. Chomp probably can't because Sand is banned anyway, so you can't use his ability regardless. This doesn't have.
Is that why it was banned? Anvil?
Well,
that's the only option.
No, that's his only option. But no, he was banned because like the Scarf set was broken back then.
Because I didn't play a game on Pokemon Online until 2012.
So on Wi-Fi, right? On Wi-Fi, there was the American side and there was the Japanese side. And the Japanese side actually had Pokemon unbanned at the times that we on Smogon had banned. So like they had like Wobbuffet allowed. They had like Garchomp a lot of times. There was a Deoxys at points as well.
So where did you play? You played on Net Battle?
Yeah.
For this?
For a little bit. No. I played on Net Battle. It was Shoddy Battle I played on. But I played on Net Battle. I played on Wi-Fi battles, like actual Wi-Fi battles on my DS. I played on Net Battle as well, way before. Check out the Cobblemon server using my link down below.
No, a lot of you don't know this. CTC had a 4th of July challenge in summer 2013. So this is before XY even came out. And then Joe got #1 on the ladder with Braviary HO. I clearly remember this.
Bro, because that's the thing. I upload it all the time.
Challenge?
Yeah. We upload it all the time, but I played way more. I still play a lot. Like I still play a lot, right? Like even to this day, I still play a ton more than I upload. But yeah, it's different, man. But the reason it's different is because me and Blunner and I, we can play, but like all the people that were there back then can't always play. That's why it's really cool to see people like Edgar playing again, doing the games with friends. Always fun.
My boy Auntie actually hit me up. Well, our boy, and he told me that he was playing on Wi-Fi some like battle like queue. He queued into Wolf and he won. And I was like, damn, break down the game for me. And he was like, bro, that guy was making some super lord plays after I won game 1. But I dodged Sandseer Storm and won. And I was like, damn. He's like, I was just asking him, like, what's the difference in terms of like playing at the highest level there and playing at the highest level where we played on Showdown? And he was like, dude, it just feels like players can like switch it up in like a flip. Like I feel like plays matter a lot in VGC. And he said there's kind of like a RPS element to it too.
Yes, which there is.
Because the games are so short. It's like I think back to when I was watching the Michel Their Bestie versus Federico Campos set, and they had Basque Legion versus King Gambit lead 3 games in a row. And so it basically
you have to win the 50-50s. Yeah. No,
yeah.
I had the same thing, bro. For my final game on day 2 that got me the top cut, I had to play a really cool guy. He was a subscriber, and we led the same thing every game. They led, I believe it was Chiempao next to Calyrex Shadow Rider, and I led Miraidon next to Farigarath. So every game came down to which of Chiempao versus Miraidon won the speed tie, and we both led the same thing every single time. And the first game, I terra'd, so I had to avoid the speed tie, and then I got up a Trick Room, and then I basically won the game with Ho. The second game, they what they did was they double terra'd to attack into my Farigarath, but because I won the speed tie versus Chiempao, it didn't matter. They couldn't kill me.
Damn.
But there's a lot. It's just like, it's Pokemon. I think there's a lot of, like, if you both know what Pokemon you have to bring in a matchup, because I mean, you remember, I was like, yo, chat, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this matchup? Like, what would you use in this situation, right? Because I feel like if I know what I could bring, I can play. I have to figure it out from there. It's what you want to bring. But once you know what to bring in the matchups, you're good. What do you want from champions? I know we've been talking a lot about it, but what do you actually want from champions?
I just want the ability for us to do local battle with whoever 6v6.
Oh, so just regular Wi-Fi battling, like that was for you.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna play BSS much. Like I will stream it at first because I do have a genuine appreciation for BSS, but I can't also pretend that my favorite format is not the format we've played forever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
it's like when people ask me why I like the singles versus doubles. Like it's the one I grew up with.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's the one I've given all like the time, and it's not that I don't like 2v2. It's just that I'm not gonna give it the same amount of investment. But Yeah, basically, I just want to see. I mean, bro, I just want it to come out and like, I just want to play with animations. That's really all it comes down to, you know.
And being on phone is really nice, man. The barrier of entry.
I want it to be fast. I don't want games to take forever. I mean, I'm gonna assume that it's gonna have a timer, right? Just like
Yeah, most likely. What I'm hoping is that again, custom, I can do whatever I want. They acknowledge the fact that we want to battle how we want to, and they finally give us an update for Sword and Shield. I actually like in-game animations because that's the whole reason I do draft in-game, right? Like I want it. I want it to look pretty.
Like 6v6 on Wi-Fi is tough unless they bring offense. Like if somebody brought some CTC type, that game's gonna take an hour. You know what I mean?
You know, let's go Pikachu and Eevee. Let you use all 6 on battles. I'm hoping that they do it like Pokemon Stadium where animations play while you can choose your moves. That'd be fire.
Was there a timer? And let's go Pikachu Eevee.
Yes, 20 minutes.
Damn. So the games even end?
Yeah, because Gen 1 is pretty quick. I figured I finished most games.
Because 20 minutes for 6v6 is outrageous. Like you can only finish that if it's like HO versus HO in Gen 9.
Yeah, I mean, Let's Go Pikachu Eevee had like no items, so you know.
True. Less after turret effects. Grasses haven't been too bad over the years, or over the gens. Waters are, it feels like Inteleon's bad. Samurai regular was nobody. I mean, that's Gen 5 actually. Greninja was broken. Maybe because Greninja was so goated.
If they kept Inteleon with its like scope lens, or they made so Inteleon's G-Max move ignores your ability, so it can hit Storm Drain. What they should have done was just make Snipe Shot be able to ignore your ability anyway. Premier is also fire. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, Prim is a beast. Incineroar's defining, and I mean Gen 8 had all the good ones. Gen 9 also had 3 good ones though. Yep. Well, Quavo's garbage, but Dirge is actually good.
I mean, I think Quavo actually is low-key scary as hell though.
Yeah, it's scary.
Like that's a mon that, you know, gets real.
I mean, it's eons more viable than some of the old starters we used to get. Like, bro, we have Portera, and you know what I mean? Like,
I'm so happy against Shell Smash.
Gen 5 starters were all pieces of dog when they came out. Emboar, Serp, and Samurott all were in NU, which was crazy. Serp didn't become anybody until Contrary dropped. Then it OU mainstay.
Samurott didn't become anybody until other Samurott.
We got another Samurott, and Emboar has never been anybody. Shouts to Emboar,
they gave it a mega, but we'll see what that does.
Empoleon was pretty shiced. I had an Empoleon team in Gen 5, Gen 6, Gen 7.
Gen 4 start. I know you talked about Torterra, but Gen 4 stars were fire during Gen 4. Empoleon and Infernape were easily OU. Torterra was viable in UU as well.
I remember Infernape was used like a month in Gen 4 OU. I never used it, but that was heat.
I loved Ape.
EDSP were buns, but the animations were gorgeous.
Fell off for a bit.
I feel that. It's such a shame how some of the most defining Gen 4 mons couldn't hang in Gen 5.
But then you have some of them that are still there, like Skarmory. Oh, Skarmory's not Gen 4, but Heatran.
I'm saying they stayed just as good. Well, Heatran's the best, but Heatran's top 10 in Gen 5 still. You know.
It's my goat. You know, Ape is technically OU in Gen 5, even though obviously there's new tiers.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Ape was OU when Gen 5 ended. It's OU by technicality.
Yeah, I remember making some Ape teams in Black and White 2 when I was a true noob.
I was using Ape Sun because it was really good into like sand and like stuff.
I remember making mix Infernape teams in 8th grade because I was like, yeah, this is definitely fire. Like Infernape is him. Bro, that was back when that 104 attack, 104 special attack was a shite attacker.
Go to feed that. We're trying to get all to 125. No, I agree.
Used to be with those, bro, but now you're not nobody with those. And folks are talking about we need another Protean starter, and I was like, damn, we really did get a fire, water, and grass Protean starter.
I wonder if because Terra is not going to be in Gen 10. I mean, I know it's going to be in Champions, but it's not going to be in Gen 10. Will they rework Libero and Protean to be? They probably won't because Cinderace was broken as hell in Battle Stadium. Like it was actually ridiculously broken. That bro was running bounce. Right. That bro was running bounce and like. And Iron Head. Oh, I was running that in Gen 8 too.
That stab U-turn is overpowered.
Bro, Max Airstrike bounce and that Max Steel Strike.
Yo, I forgot about Dynamax. Wait, BSS having Dynamax is crazy.
Dude, it was crazy, bro. Dragonite, Gyarados.
Maybe a water Protean joint if they want Battle Bond to be Gren's identity. They definitely want to put Gren on that Battle Bond LARP only. But I didn't forget about Gren. I didn't forget about clicking Spike on the Zapdos as it clicks Volt Switch, and then clicking Ice Beam as they click HP Ice. I never forgot, bro. Protean mind games back in the day were nuts.
God, I love Gren.
End of Gen 8 videos are my all-time favorite. I was talking to CTC about this today, and he was like, Gen 8. He's like, I can't go back and watch those because we're garbage in those videos. And I couldn't stop laughing. He's like, dude, he's like, we couldn't stop losing in those videos. I'm like, bro,
that is all we did. That is all we did. But we had a good time. And
CDC was telling me today, he's like, dude, I don't want Gen 10 to come out. He's like, dude, I can never go back to no Terra. It's just too fire. That's the first time I've ever heard him glaze a gen and not be excited for the next one. I was shocked. I saw a funny ass tournament battle a while ago, and this guy got mad afterwards because he kept trying to make the play against his opponent, but his opponent just kept doing like the bot, and like the dude basically outplayed himself and lost. And then after, like, when the game ended on the last turn, one of the guys was like, man, like, you don't even try to win. And the guy was like, always the safe play, GG. And I was like, yo. I was like, yo. He said, always make the safe play, GG. I'm like, nah, you got f***ed up. You read your life.
That's funny as hell, I'm not gonna lie.
Always the safe play. I was like, nah, you smug as f. When Joe clicked knock versus Torn, we've all been there.
Honestly, I still stand by that. Like, if I missed triple axle, you guys would still call me shit anyway. Like,
no,
literally.
bro, you got confused. You got confused too, bro. Like,
I literally got confused as well. Yeah.
Bro, they don't understand. These iconic chokes are all like 1% odds to lose. But you know what?
It's just all us talking to each other because we're boys.
Also, CTC has the worst chokes of them all. I want it to be known.
We saw there's a document that has all the chokes listed, and I agree that CTC literally has the worst chokes of them all.